Microsoft Office is a set of interrelated desktop applications, servers, services, collectively referred to as Office Suite. One of the key benefits they provide is in supporting various productivity needs, and they are available for Microsoft Windows and Mac operating systems. Hi, I'm Dr. Rashid, and in this course, I have covered key applications that you will require to boost your productivity and experience, including Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word, Microsoft Forms, how to use Microsoft Publisher, Microsoft Sway, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft To Do, Microsoft OneDrive, Snip and Sketch, Snipping Tool, Microsoft Whiteboard, Math Solver, and many more. For best experience in this course, you will require Microsoft Office subscription, your computer, and your willingness to learn something. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to meeting you in class.
So the first thing we need to know is that OneDrive comes as a default software on Windows 10. So to those of us who have Windows 10, you have no issues with OneDrive. It comes inbuilt. Okay, to those who don't have Windows 10, you can easily download OneDrive from the Microsoft 365 website. Once you go into the Microsoft 365 website, you can easily come in here directly and come to download. And you should be able to download and install OneDrive directly, or you can start it on the web. I will show you later how to use OneDrive on the web and how to use it on the desktop. So you can just access it by mere coming to the search bar here and type OneDrive. You will see it over here, OneDrive. So once you open, it's going to open the OneDrive folder on your computer. This is the main folder where all your files will be synchronized to the main drive on the cloud. On your computer, you will have this folder and you have this icon to the bottom right here, this one that shows OneDrive. When you click on it, you are going to see a number of things. For example, you will see the files that have just been synchronized to your drive. So the first thing you see is this one. Let me try to explain the things. When you look at the status bar, you will understand that they are different. They look different. This one with the sync sign shows that these folders are being synchronized to the cloud right now. These ones with the green tick shows that they have been synchronized to the cloud and they are available on the computer. And this one with the cloud sign shows that this folder is only on the cloud. It's not fully on your computer, but it's available on the cloud. You can just click on it, and with small internet you will download it and access all the files. Down here you have the one that has person over here, which shows that this file has been shared with someone. This is a shared file. So over here you find the Google Drive icon, and once you click on it, the first thing you see is those icons that had been synchronized. If you come over to the right of any icon, you click on the three dots, or you can open this document directly, or you can share it with someone. You just click and then you put in the details of that person you want to share it with. For example, you can click on share, and you'll have the option to put in the name of the person, or put in the group, or type in an email of that person, and it will share with that person directly. And you have the option to change the level of control that particular person can have. For example, you can say that this person can edit this document or can only view without editing. And once you are satisfied with this, you can put in this email, or you can copy the link that you have generated. You can copy the link for this particular folder or file and then send it via an email or via WhatsApp or any other media. Coming back, you have the option to view online. You can view this file online by just mere clicking on view online. You will see it online. And then you can check on version history, how it has changed over time. You will see the history of the changes that occur on this particular document or file. So down here to the bottom, you have three options. You have the open folder, you have the view online, and then you have the help and settings. So the open folder, when you click on the open folder, this is what you will see, the folder that is synchronizing on your computer. Now let's take a look at what you can do on this folder that is being synchronized. This is your main drive. You can see it by the left here. This is your OneDrive. So once you right click on a particular folder, you have series of options that you can do, but the ones that are added from OneDrive is you can share this folder also from here. You can do the same. Just now I show you how you can share. You can do the same. You can click and you share with the email. You can copy the link and you can set the control level from here. Still on the right click, you can view this file online on the web and see what is it and what changes you have made. You can always keep on this device. By clicking on this, it will make sure that all the folders that are within this, all the files that are within this folder will be downloaded on this app, on the computer and stay on this device. So it will always keep this particular folder on this device. This is just like the reverse of this. It will keep the file on the cloud, but it will not keep it on the computer. So that's free up space. If you just click on free up space, it will delete the files and just keep a copy for you on the drive. So this is just the basics of what you have from the drive. You can do all sort of things. You can copy and cut and paste, and you can send it to other people depending on what you want if it's available on the drive. The next thing is you can view a file online. So for you to synchronize any folder, if you want to send in any folder to the cloud, you have the option to send it by just dragging it and dropping it in this OneDrive folder, and it will automatically synchronize it and keep a copy on the cloud for you. So for example, from my desktop here, if I just simply drag and drop this file on my OneDrive file, you can see it just got synchronized directly and it is now synchronized on the web. When you check in here, you'll find it already uploaded on my OneDrive. You can open it directly on the OneDrive, or you can share, you can do all other things. So this is how to do an upload in the OneDrive. You can drag a file, you can drag even a folder and dump it here, and then it will automatically synchronize it to the web. So the next thing is we can look at this file online. Okay, once you click on view online, it will open this very file online for you. So this is the web version of the OneDrive. Once you open the web version, some of the things you can see here are your files. These are your files. Generally, you can change the looks of them by just coming here and clicking on this drop down. You can make it a tiles view. With the tiles view, you can see your folders like this. Some people prefer it this way, or you can get it back to the list view or the compact view. You can have compact view, or you can change it to list view depending on your liking. I also prefer it to be on the tiles view. So up here, you can see to your left, you have the option to click on new. You can create a new folder where you can upload files. You can dump in files directly, or you can create these documents, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. You can activate your OneNote notebook and forms like Excel. You can open up Microsoft Excel and stuff like that. And when you want to upload a file or a document, you can simply come over here. You can upload, click on this upload. You can upload a file. If you don't want to do the normal syncing on your desktop, you can upload a file. You can upload a complete folder over here, and you can synchronize directly the existing version with the one on the desktop. Once you click on synchronize, it will synchronize the desktop documents with to bring them up to the cloud. You can automate some of the functions from here. And up here, you have a very, very powerful search engine by Microsoft. It's a very, very powerful search engine. Once you have the name of the document you are looking for, you just come over here and you can search for it directly. You see the answer, the location of that folder. So once you put in, for example, you can search for this OneDrive, and it will easily show me that this is on this cloud, and you can see the location where it is directly, and it just opened it for me here. So once you search for a particular document, it will open it for you, and this is the view on OneDrive. Once you open it, you can be able to share also. You can copy the link and share with other people. You can print, you can download, you can delete, you can copy, you can view the version history as regards the editing that you are making on this. So up here, you have the option to sort the document based on type, based on name, based on modified, and modified by or based on file size according to ascending or descending order. All what you want, you can easily do from here. Over here, you have this question mark. This is for help. You can check if you have issues that you want to check around. You can easily navigate and see. And then down here, you have the account settings. Just check in your account settings. You can sign out, and you can view my account history and maybe make some changes. Up here you have the settings. From the settings you can check in the, you have series of things to change. You can change the themes. This is the default theme. You can change to other themes. You can view other themes. You can view all. You can change the language and time. You can use the dark mode. You can change password and stuff like that, and contact preferences. Okay, up here you have my files. What you have to your left is my files, which contains all the files that I have here. And then you have your most recently opened files. Once you click on it, it's going to show you the most recently opened files from your computer. It even categorizes them based on day, week, and all. Okay, you can have the shared documents. All the documents that you shared with people are going to be known here. Okay, you will see them here. The documents that you shared with others will be seen here. And then you can have access to your deleted files or the recycled bin. So files that are deleted will automatically come here, and after a given time it will wipe it out. These are quick access that you can have to other forms. This is one, Microsoft Office 365. So it comes with a lot of features. Down here you can get the OneDrive apps. If you don't have it or you have issues with it on your desktop, you can always click on this and it will download the app for you on your computer, and then you can install it, and you can return to classic view. You can change the view if you want. Once you right click on the folder, you have the option also to do similar operations like you have in the desktop. You can share, you can copy the link and share with others. You can manage access, you can download the folder, you can delete, move to a particular location, you can copy, you can rename, you can automate things, and you can view the details of this folder. So many things you can do. Additionally, when you want to bring in folders, if you don't want to synchronize, you can easily also drag and drop any file or any folder that you have. You want to bring in on cloud, you can drag and drop it. It will automatically synchronize here and synchronize also on the desktop. So it will save a copy here and save a cloud image of it also on your desktop. So this is how to bring in a file. You can do the same for a folder also. If you have a folder containing files, you can drag and drop also the same way. The last part of the OneDrive app to show that we are just showing is the help and settings. Once you come to the help and settings, you can easily click on this and you have the option to open the OneDrive directly on the web. You can check on settings, you can view online also, you can pause synchronization, you can pause the sync. Okay, you have the opportunity to pause a particular synchronization. You can, once you click on it, you can see the option to pause it for 2 hours, for 8 hours, and for 24 hours. You can manage your storage also, what you need to back up and stop and things like that. And then down here you can see you can close the drive. So basically this is how to use Google Drive on the web, and this is how to use it on the desktop. Now I will show you how to use Google Drive on your phone. Okay, so on your phone, if you want to get in, if you have it already, it's okay. If you don't have it, you can always get it when you come to the Play Store app. You click on the Play Store. Okay, you can navigate to you can go to the search bar here and just type OneDrive. Okay, once you click on OneDrive, you will see it coming up here. If you have it installed, then you can open. If you don't have it, then you can install. Once you install, because I have mine already installed, I can just click on open, and it will open my OneDrive, and you will see all my files that I just shown you here just now on the computer. So these are files that I've just synchronized. Even this latest one that we just upload has also been synchronized, and I can see it on my phone. Right, so you have the folders. You can change the arrangement also. From here you can see the file arrangement. You can change it to look like this, or up here you can use the plus icon. Once you click on it, you can be able to create a folder. You can create a folder, and you can upload a file or a folder directly using the second icon. And then you can take a photo, you can scan a document, you can open up Microsoft, you can create a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation from here directly. And the next thing is, up here you have the similar search icon that we've just shown. You can search for any icon of your liking. Maybe you can put in welcome to Mega, and it will show the same file that we just searched just now. Okay, so you can see it here, welcome to Mega, the file that we just searched just now. You have the option to search using this, and you can, down here you can always come back to home and you can open your files to show you all the list of files. At the home tab, you can only see the recent files and the shared libraries. You can do similar thing that we've just done on the drive. Once you come to these three dots, you have the option to share that particular file. You can download it, you can rename it, you can make it available offline also. So by downloading this on this device, you can view details of the history of changes in the drive, in the file as well. And then up here, you can see the shared items. All the items that I shared with you from other people, you will be able to see it here. And then you have the option to check in the libraries. This is the libraries based on what kind of subscription you have. And then you come over to me here, where you can see the your profile, your photos, okay, your files available offline. You can see the recycle bin and what is there, and you can check on settings, and you can sign out if you want. Okay, you can check on your photos and you see them directly, or you can check on these settings. Checking on settings will give you the opportunity to check on your app account, and you can add in a new account. You can add another account to this. You can upload from the camera. You can do all sorts of cleanup of spaces and all. You can put in passcode. You can do other things like the version update. You can update your device and do many more things down here. So you can just check it out and see what you can do. You can add up to your experience. You can as well check from this icon to be able to check your address, which address you are checking, which email are you using right now on the drive. And you can add another email by just putting in the email. You can just put in the email, the Microsoft email, and it will bring in the document, all the folders from that email as well, and synchronize it to your phone. One last feature that I want to use is that you can edit your PDF document on your OneDrive directly. So for example, this welcome to Mega is a PDF file. So once you click on it, it's going to open on OneDrive. So over down here, you have the option to share it directly. You can annotate, you can bookmark, you can delete, and you can download the folder directly. So to annotate this particular file, all you need to do is to click on annotate, and you have the option to select what kind of pen or what kind of marker you want to use. For example, we select this black pen, and you can write accordingly. You can write on the document, or you can even have the opportunity to put in text. All right, you can put in text accordingly anywhere at any location you want. You can put in the text, and you can even put in notes if you want. You can put in notes. You can change coloration of the note that you want to put, just like a sticky note. Once you're done, you click on. All right, and down here you have the option to put in signature. You can bring in shape, you can bring in an image, and you can put in a signature on the document also. So you have the option to put in your signature down here. Once you sign and you're okay with the signature, you can either delete or you can add another signature. Once you are done, you click on this sign, and you have it in your document. You can position it to anywhere you like. then you have it as your signature. So once you are done editing, you can just click on done, and then it is saved on your document. In this tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to use the Microsoft Sway, okay, to create visually striking newsletters, presentations, and documentations in a very simple time and within the shortest period of time. Sway is actually used to create a website. I can call it a website or a presentation that you can share with your friends, and you can have them co-author the content with you, or you can have them just view the content. Okay, it's a very easy way to put in your content into the most lively form that you can have. Okay, so to start with, all you need to do is to come to sway.office.com. You can notice that I got a buy Office 365 plan here, but unfortunately, if you have your Microsoft account, it's a free to join and you can just use it. So just click in sign in, and you can use any of your Microsoft account to sign in and get started. So let's say I click on get started, and it has logged in with one of my Microsoft account. I've just logged in with one of my Microsoft accounts. So you can log in with yours as well. So once you log into Sway, this is what you see. This is the platform you are going to be welcomed in. Over here, you can see some of your work, the edited ones that you have recently used. For example, you can click to create a brand new Sway from here, or if you come down here, you can see a bunch of templates that you can start from. You can see them over here, and you can click on this arrow to see many more templates that you can check from, and you can get inspired by a featured Sway. So you can check on any Sway. For example, let's check on this and see the content. This is just a featured Sway. Okay, so you can see it. So once you click, or you move your mouse wheel, you just scroll it, and you can see the content. This is what your user is going to see. This is how beautiful your content is going to look like after you use it to create, Sway to create this. Okay, so you can edit the way it looks. Right now it moves horizontal, but once you come to this gear icon, you click on this, you can make it to appear vertical. Okay, so you can see it is now vertical, and you can see the view, and I think that kind of looks fantastic. So let's say we want to start from a fresh blank Sway. Okay, so you just create a new Sway from here. Just click on create a new Sway, and this is the storyline where you be given some hints on what to do. So over here you say title your Sway. Okay, so let's call it Epic Mentorship. So you'll be given some hints: add text, images, videos, and more. Okay, so let's say you've added some text and you want to add some, and once you add a text, you're free to put emphasis. For example, Epic Mentorship, let's say we'll put a column over here. Okay, so you can put some emphasis from here. So you select Epic Mentorship. For example, you want to emphasize Epic Mentorship, you click on emphasis, and you can see that it has bolded it a little bit. And you can, over here, you can accent this, you could accent it, you can italize it, or you can accent it, which means you can just italize it, and you can put in some link. For example, Epic Mentorship, you can select it and put a link to it, so that you can say maybe epicmentorship.org. You can use this link, and anyone that clicks on this is going to take him to my website. Okay, so over here you have to add a background. So you click to add a background, and you can see some suggestions over here. Sway usually give you this suggestion. Okay, you can browse content from any place. Okay, so this is suggestion, and you can just search, or you can just let's say we'll search for something, and you can see a preview of your content, your title, with the sample of the background that is suggesting for you. If you want this background, you can take it and you can just click to have it. For example, I can just click, and you can see the bigger picture of the image. Okay, so because we're talking about mentorship, I think this can make a very good background to us. And once you select it, or you can check around to select other images as well. Okay, so let's say we go with this. I think this one kind of looks cool. Okay, we can click on add to add this. Okay, so once you come over here at the top here, you can see you can bring in image, you can bring in videos, and then you can have licensing issue. Okay, you can check this to have Creative Commons only, so you'll be free from copyright, because over here you say you are responsible for respecting others' right, including copyright. So you can check this to include Creative Commons, so images that are free to use. So let's say we take on this
and we click on insert to add it. So let's say we take on this and we click on insert to add it as our image. We can close. We can click on this to add some more content. So over here, let's say we want to add a heading, and let's say we make it so let's say we'll click to add about Dr. Rashid. So we can put some emphasis here, and we could put some background. If you have an image that you want to bring in, you can check on suggested, or you come to suggested and you can see a bunch of other places where you can bring in images, maybe from OneDrive, if you have from Flickr, from Bing images, or you can check from YouTube also, or you can check from your device, most importantly. So let's say we are checking from my device and we want to check from here, and we want to take this photo. Okay, so we'll take this photo and we'll just bring it in. Okay, and over here you're free to check the details of the photo. Okay, you can see it. Okay, you can do quite a lot with this. You can emphasize, or you can show focus point on the picture. For example, you select the picture and you see a preview of it. This is how it's going to look like on the picture on the computer. Okay, and this is how it's going to look like on the phone. But then when you want to show the some focus point, you're free to just click to showcase the focus point. Even though, okay, you can see it now coming up. Okay, so you have the full area, so your picture can kind of look much more professional, and you're free to drag and drop the content so that you will kind of centralize it to make it to show the areas you want to capture, and you can see the image showcasing it. Kind of cool. Okay, I think it's kind of looking much better now. Okay, so if you want to take in the entire picture, you can just take on this, so it will take the entire picture. But right now I think this kind of looks cool, looking at the preview over here that you have. Okay, so you close this and you finish with the background. You can minimize this, and over here now you can bring in other things. For example, you can bring in come to media, and you can see you want to add a video, and let's say on the suggested I want to bring in a video from my YouTube channel, and you can see these are videos from my channel. You're free to search for anyone, and let's say we want to take on this one and we just add it directly. Okay, so this has just added it. You can put some text. Let's say, yes, so how to use Google My Maps. You can just emphasize it a little bit, and you can put on other text as well if you want. Okay, so let's say the next item that we want to add, the next content, we just click and we want to make it a header. Okay, so we can type in something. Let's say public speaking, and we can put a background to it. Okay, you can just come over here and you can come to insert, and it will help us to find, come to insert, and it will help us to find something public speaking. Okay, we just select public speaking and you can search. We can see quite a lot of things, but then we can just select this one. For example, just select this. Alternatively, we want to write something about public speaking, so we'll close this. So the next thing is going to be a text about public speaking, so we'll click on add, and it's going to be a text, and it's going to be about public speaking as well. All right, so we can also come to insert. We can decide to write, or we can come to insert and we can maybe select any image. For example, this image or this one. We can clear selection. Let's say history or public speaking, and you're free to check on any of them. So once you select on anything, you can see the link over here. You can just click to visit that link, and you can copy some content and come over and maybe make some editing and just bring it into your content. So since you can copy this as part of your, okay, so you can just copy this content and maybe you can edit it and then just bring it into your sway. Let's say we paste it over here. Okay, we paste this content over here. After editing, of course, you just edit and you can emphasize and put numbers, or you can put links, or you can put some bullets at some points as appropriate. So once you're done, you're satisfied with it, you can have a look at the design from here. You can just click to see the design, how your content is going to look like, and you can see it by just moving your mouse. You can see from the beginning. Okay, this is a pigmentoship, clearing your ideas. This is just the first style,
this goes on. Okay, so if you are satisfied with this, you can leave it. If you are not, you can even change the style. You come to style and you can make it vertical, for example. Now you can view it in the vertical direction, right? About Dr. Rashid, and you can see this YouTube video that we just inserted. You can click to view to play it. In this video I want to so you can click to play it easily, and you can come to the next. Okay, and you can just have a look at how your page is going to look like. If you're satisfied with it like this, another key feature that you can use is the remix button. You can always remix if you are not certain, or if you are not comfortable with the kind of design that you have from this. Okay, you can always remix until you are certain of what you get. Okay, all right, so you keep you can keep clicking on remix until you get something that nearly fits in what you want. For example, this kind of looks cool, and you down here you can customize your sway with custom colors, typography and textures. Okay, so you can select from the bunch of typographies that you have and textures, and you can see it's changing the whole view of the things accordingly. All right, you're free to change the looks. Okay, so you can change it accordingly to any kind of look that you want. For example, this one, I think this kind of looks cool, and you can take it as your own style. Okay, so once you're done, you can close out and you can have a look or a preview of what it's going to look like. Okay, you have the video and you have public speaking, but you have to put it in such a way that you can change the emphasis if you want. You can always go back to the storyline and add more content, and you can select this and put in some focus point, and you can see the sample how it's going to look like from, for example, in the PC. So you could put some focus points over here, 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 so that your content is going to kind of look complete and much more better. Okay, so once you're done, you can close on this, and you can have a preview also of how it's going to look like in the design. Okay, and you can see I think it kind of looks okay, so you're free to play around with it. But the final look of this your sway story is when you play it to your audience. That's what your audience are going to see. So you just click and this is what they will see, and as they move, this is what they see, and this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so at the end of it all, you're free to share with your friends. You can come back to the edit menu and you continue with the editing, or you can share with your friends. Once you click on share, you have the option to allow the viewer to just view or to edit, or you can just copy this link and share with the person. Anybody with this link can only view, you cannot edit. But once you click on edit, it's going to enable the viewer to also edit and collaborate with you on this content, and I think that's fantastic. So over here to this gear icon, you can select, this is the default. Okay, the vertical, you set it to vertical, and you're free to set it to horizontal and many more. Okay, so at these 3 dots, you can kind of create a new sway directly, or you can duplicate this sway, you can print it, or you can export it, usually in 2 formats, in Microsoft Word or in PDF. You can export your sway and you can have them play in Microsoft Word or in PDF. Okay, very easy to export and use them. So in a nutshell, down here you have the option to, down here you have an icon that when you click, it's going to give you something like a table of content or a preview of the entire slides of your presentation. Okay, so you click on this and you can see all of them in like a slide. Okay, like moving slide, you can see slide 1, for example. Once you click, it will get you there. You can click, you can see slide 2. Once you click, it's going to take you to the second slide. And when you see, you can see slide 3. Once you click, it's going to take you to the 3rd slide. Once you're done, you can always come up to my sway and you can see the sway you've just created. You can always edit from here. Additionally, you can start a sway from a topic or start a sway from a document. If you have a document, you can always start from here. Okay, so this is just in a nutshell how to make use of sway to build your own page, or to build your presentation, or to build your own website. I can take it as that. Today I want to share with you how to use the Snip and Sketch tool that we have incorporated recently in Windows 10. So you can use it to kind of snip around to take screenshot of your documents and with very good resolution and attach it to your document or reports or writing or articles or thereabout. So to get to the Snip and Sketch, all you need to do is to come over to this search bar here and just search Snip and Sketch. So you see it here, Snip and Sketch. So you click on it. This is the window that comes up. You can press Windows logo key also plus Shift plus S to snip what's on your screen directly. So this is a shortcut to snip what is on your screen directly. You can just press the Windows logo plus Shift plus S and it will directly take a snapshot of what you have on your screen. Alternatively, once you you go to the screen, you can just click on New and then you can just snap. So let's try an example to see how it all looks. So for example, we are on this Google page and we want to take a shot of this small baby lion. So we can come all the way down and take the snipping tool and we say we want to snap a new one. Once you click on snap, you will see a bunch of things that comes up. You can do a normal snap by just going to the location directly and highlighting and dragging the areas you want to snip, or you can do a free-form snip. You can just click on this and you can draw the line or the areas you want to snip, or you can do window snip, it will snip the entire window, or you can do full screen snip, it will do just full screen. This is very interesting because it will give you the entire window that you want to snip. So later on you can crop and edit to your liking. But for now, let's go with the rectangular snip. So once you click on rectangular snip and just come over here, you just highlight the area where you want to snip directly and it will just snip like this. Once you're okay with this photo, you just raise up your hand and it will show you the snipping result. So down here you have the option to touch some writing. You can do some writing, you can write, you can do the ball pen writing, you can touch this and you can write directly on it. Once you touch, you can check the coloration, you can use any kind of color and you can change the sizing from here of the the pen tip. Okay, you can use small or big size depending on your choice, and you can just easily write very easily on the image. And you can use this pencil also. You can enable the size also and coloration. You can use different color and different size, and you can write accordingly also. You can use this highlighter. If you have any part that you want to highlight, you can do that with this also very easily. And then you have the eraser, which you can use to erase any part of the component that you don't want. Also, you have the ruler to know the measurement of what you are going to cut and what you are going to draw on. So the ruler can help you to know your measurement and everything. And then over here you have the option to crop the image from the edges accordingly. You can start by cropping this way and it will just crop like that. You can crop accordingly if you want to get just the face of this animal, and once you're done you click on apply or enter. Okay, you click on this. Okay, you have a normal ruler, or you have a protractor. If you want to use it with a protractor, you can use protractor also to take the measurement as you wish. So down here you can zoom out the image, you can zoom to full size, or you can zoom out or zoom in to according to your liking to see whatever you want to see. And you can copy this and paste in your Microsoft Word document. For example, you can just copy this and you can navigate to your Word document and just paste it there directly, just like that, and it will be pasted. Or you have the option to share with your friends. Once you click on this share, you can share with other people, maybe through their email, or you can get a shareable link. For example, you can share with your friends either through their mail. You can go to the mail and send it, or you can use OneNote, or you can share directly by even turning on the nearby sharing, and you can send it through the Wi-Fi or thereabout. So these are methods in which you can share. Down here to the three dots, you have the option to open the file where you saved it or you open with. You can print this in PDF, or you can send it to the printer directly. And you have other settings down here. You can enable the auto copy to clipboard, so this is enabled. So once you finish once you copy, it will stay in the clipboard. You can save snip automatically. It will ask to save before closing. Once you attempt to close, it will ask you to save first. So you can enable this. And multiple windows, you can do multiple windows if you want at a time. Okay, and you can do snip outline. You can add outlines to your snip very easily. So all this you can enable from this. You can go back. These are virtually everything you need to know about Snip. Down here you can undo any kind of changes. For example, the write-up that we have just cleaned, we can undo them, and you can redo also if you want to redo, and you can check in to snip take another snip. So this is how to use the Snip and Sketch tool. It's Snip and Sketch because you can take the image and you can sketch on it as well, do different kind of sketching. That's why it's called Snip and Sketch. So ladies and gentlemen, this is about Snip and Sketch. In today's video, I want to share with you how to use the snipping tool in Windows 10. The snipping tool is actually very useful to take a shot of your screen or of a particular portion of your screen so that you can add the image to your document, to your report, or to any of your write-up, maybe a journal article. You can do that very easily with quite a good resolution. So to get to snipping tool, all you need to do is to come over to the search bar here and click on and search for snipping tool. Snipping tool, you can see it over here, and you just click. There are basically a bunch of options that you can check here. You can start a new snip just by clicking on new and it will start your snip, or you can check the mode over here. You can have a freeform snip where you will have to select manually a given location where you want to take a screenshot of, or you can have rectangular snip, which is the default snip, or you can have an entire window snip. This one will take the screenshot of the entire window, or you can do full screen snip as well. This is quite similar to Snip and Sketch, only that in this case you don't have much options, much functions such as sketching on the snip that you have just taken, and you can delay a particular snip by a given time. Maybe at this point it's been set to the default, which is no delay, but you can delay maybe for 1 second, 2 seconds, up to 5 seconds. Anytime you want to take a snip, you have to navigate to the location where you want to take the snip. So assuming you want to take the snip on this, you want to take the snip of this beautiful monkey, so all you need to do is to come over to your snip and you can click on new, and you can just go straight down to the edge of where you want to take the shot, and you can take it directly. You can take the shot easily and it will appear on your snip. So down here you have a bunch of options that you can play around with. For example, you can save the image on your desktop or anywhere on any location within your device. You can copy this and paste it on your document, or you can send this to your email. Okay, you can send this snip directly through an email. You can attach it as an email to send to a recipient, someone within your network. Or you can come over here and have the sketching tool. You can have a red pen, you can have a blue pen, you can have a black pen, and you can customize the pen as well. Or you have a custom pen, you can select the type of pen that you want and you can customize everything. Okay, so down here you have a highlighter and you're free to select it, and you can highlight any form, any place, any area of your choice. You can play around with the pen, and you can come over here. You have the eraser also to erase any part that you are not interested in. And down here you have the edit with Paint 3D. You can enable the Paint 3D and you can edit with it. This is a very new feature that is attached to snipping tool. You can edit this particular picture that you have snapped on the Paint 3D. So you have the option to do so many more things. You can crop, you can do the magic select. You can select, you can come back to the select menu and select, and then do so many things. You have the option to select any kind of marker from here, right? You can check a different kind of marker, and you have the different kind of erasers. You can change the thickness of the selected pen or anything. You can change the thickness from here, and you can change the thickness of this pen. Assuming you are using this one, once you write, you see the thickness, you can increase or decrease it as you wish. So you can come over and you write with the thickness like this. You can increase or decrease the opacity from here. You can decrease the opacity. Right now is in 100%. You can see you can decrease it to quite low, and you can leave it at default if you want. You have the other options here that you can change. You can play around with the eyedropper down here depending on your choice, and you can come over here and do a lot of other things. You can insert text, you can change some effects over here, and you can play around with the canvas. So many views, 3D view, you can change, you can zoom in or zoom out if you like. Over here you have the option to undo your changes, you can redo, you can paste from your clipboard or from anywhere, and you can reset the view to the initial point, or you can show interaction tools from here, or take a screenshot of the whole thing as well and paste in your document if you like. So this is just an overview of the Paint 3D. I have done a video on it, but then you can decide to save or you can leave it. So for example, say don't save, but the most important thing is this feature has been incorporated into the snipping tool, so you can have much more better usage or better experience now with the use of the Paint 3D. So over here you can just directly go and save, or you can send it to someone, or you can print the document. You can do a lot of editing here. You can do some editing, copy, and you can edit with the Paint 3D as well. You have some tools that we have been they have been mentioned over here. Down here you have the other option selection. You can play around with this. You can hide in instruction text, and you can always copy snips to the clipboard. All this you can enable or disable them. The ink color you can change from here, and many more things you can change accordingly. Okay, once you're done, you hit on OK, and once you are done with the selection, you can copy and you paste in your document. For example, we have a Microsoft Word document, and you can just paste it here. Ctrl V to paste it, and you have your image here from the web using the snipping tool. In this video, I want to share with you how to get and use Microsoft Publisher on your PC. It's available also on the phone, but for this tutorial, we are going to concentrate on how to use it on the PC. So the first is you can get it by coming to office.com. So to those who don't know much about Microsoft Publisher, it's an application that helps you with your design of your pages and layout. It can help you to design flyers, templates, and different kind of business cards and all that. You can easily use it to market your products and services around. So to get it, you have to come to Microsoft Office. Okay, you get to office.com, for example. Once you're here, you can come to Get Office, and you can see the pricing and how to get Microsoft Publisher. So the first thing you need to do is to come back to your PC and launch Microsoft Publisher. So you can come to your start menu over here and just search for Publisher. Okay, and you can see it over here, Publisher app. Just click on it to open. Once you open it, you see yourself at the home tab. Okay, and over here there at the home tab, you have a bunch of things to look out for. For example, you can start a blank page on A4 portrait, or you can start a blank page on a landscape, or you can have a landscape, but you can check out for more page sizes, so you can resize or you can customize your page size accordingly. And then over here you have a bunch of most popular templates that you can use from Microsoft Publisher, and you can easily use them to design your flyers or anything. Okay, down here you have the option to check out the most recent Publisher document that you have used, or you can even pin the document, or if you have multiple documents open, you can easily use this search icon to search for them. You can see more templates by clicking on more templates, and you can see a bunch of them. For example, over here you can see a bunch of them. You can use anyone. Maybe your baby is having a birthday and you want to use something to celebrate that baby. You can put a picture and use this to celebrate, or your mom is celebrating her birthday. You can customize this and change the age, and maybe change the coloration and other content as well. You can equally do suggested searches based on personal, based on design, set, labels, events, paper, business cards, and all that. Okay, so you can feel free to try it and see what you can do. And down here you can open an existing or already published or already opened already created Microsoft Publisher document. But for this tutorial for today, we are going to start on a very fresh blank page. So we'll go with A4 size, and it's going to be a blank page. So we just click to kickstart it. Now this brings us to a very fresh and blank page of Microsoft Publisher. You can see the looks. It kind of looks exactly like the way we have our Microsoft Word. So what is actually the difference between Microsoft Word and Publisher? You see, Publisher actually deals with design and layout, and Microsoft Word deals with text compositions and all that, text editing features and all that. But Publisher is specifically professionally designed for people who want to market products, who want to create flyers, posters, cards, and many more. Okay, so let's try to have a look at it. When you look at Microsoft Word, I think the looks kind of look similar and nearly the same. So, but there's so much to look out for in Microsoft Publisher. So for example, this is a blank Microsoft Publisher page, but we don't want to start on a very fresh blank page. Let's say we want to design something simple that has to do with public speaking, and we don't want to design it this blank page, white blank page. We want to put in a page background. So the first thing we need to do is to come to page design. Okay, so you have a bunch of things, you can check out the bunch of things, but in page design you have a lot of things. For example, you can change this template to another template. We can have change the margin, orientation, paper size, and guides, and many more. Okay, so we can change anything that we want to change from here. But for this tutorial, we want to change the background, so we just click on background, and we can see a bunch of no background if we want to remove, and we have solid backgrounds, and we have gradient background. But for this tutorial, we want to design something kind of little bit attractive that's not so common, so we want to go on more background. Okay, and we can see a bunch of things that we can do. We can say no fill, a solid fill, gradient fill, and we have a picture or texture fill. So let's go with picture and texture fill, and we can say insert. And when we click on insert, we have a bunch of things to insert from a file. If you have a file from your computer, you can navigate and search it. And if you have a stock images from online, we have stock images. Usually Office 365 comes with stock images, so you're free to go online and search for these stock images, or online pictures, or you can bring in icons from the search collections. Okay, so let's say we'll go with stock images, and over here you can search for icons, cut out people, and stickers, and then you can have illustrations. But let's say we want to stay at the images over here, and you can just search for something. Okay, so we set something like speech or something. We just want to show some illustrations of maybe speech or someone speaking, something like that. So maybe we can choose anyone, because the images are kind of quite good in terms of the resolution. So we can maybe take on this, or let's say we go with this, and we can click on insert. We can say okay at this point, and you can see the image has just popped out, showcasing public speaking and something like that. You can see the arrangement quite nice. So the next thing is I want to put in some picture. Okay, some other picture from, maybe I can come to the home tab, I can come to insert, and I want to put an online picture. So maybe I want to pick microphone. I want to search for microphone. Let's say I see microphone, different kind of microphone of different size. So be sure to check out this Creative Commons license. Okay, if you check this, it means you will not have any problem with any image as regards copyright and stuff. But if you don't check, definitely you're going to have problem. Okay, so just make sure you have it checked off, so that you can have only copyright free images to use. Okay, so let's say we are checking on any one of them. So let's say we want to make it transparent. Okay, transparent, so that it kind of fit on our image without actually creating any form of distraction. So let's say we'll go with this, and then we'll click on insert. So right now we can kind of move it around. When we look at it, you can move it and it will snap to any point when compared to Microsoft Word. Okay, this is one of the difference. In Microsoft Word, you cannot move images like this to any location of your choice. So but for now, let's say we are taking it up here, and we are kind of resizing it to a little bit, reduce it a little bit. Okay, so you can see this. So the next thing is, I think we are good with the images. We can bring in some text, so we can come to the home tab. So at this point, I want to insert something that can make this flyer kind of looks cool. So I want to insert a page part, maybe a quote or something. So we come over here, and we can come to insert, and we can come to page parts over here, and we can see a bunch of different things that you can insert. Maybe you can go with a simple quote, maybe here, pull out the quote, and you can just maybe take from here. So let's say we're going with this, and you can see it. Okay, so let's write down a piece of code. Okay, so this is a very popular code. They may forget what you told them, but they will never forget how you make them feel. So try to select, and maybe let's say we want to increase the size, decrease a little. We can see it over here. So they may forget what you told them, but you never forget how you make them feel. So let's say this is a quote, and we want to bring in something that could signify our company. So we can just come over to the home page, or you can come to the insert and come to draw a text box, and maybe we can draw it at the bottom here. before we put in the text box, at this point we can put in a shape. So we can bring in a shape. For example, we'll take this shape and we can just come over here and just click and drag and have it connected over here. So we can just resize it accordingly, and we can resize accordingly also to fit in. So over here we can select, we can double click to have the shape format selected, and we can change the coloration. For example, right now we can make it to slightly darker. I think we can notice we have some black shapes around, black color around the shape. So we can double click and say shape fill, shape outline. We can say no outline, and I think that kind of looks cool. So we can insert the text. So let's click on our draw, and then we can bring it over here, and we can make it, we can type our text over here. We can select and we can increase the sizes. We can increase the text box size as well. Okay, we can bring it like this, and we can select the text and change the coloration. I think to white color will make it kind of, I think changing the color to white can make it kind of cool, and maybe we could bold it. I think it's okay at this point. So you can see our flyer, it kind of looks good. So you can just share this with your people, and you can easily have them understand your message and maybe something about your message. Whatever business you have, or whatever idea, whatever concept you want to share with your people, you can easily design your flyer easily and customize it to your liking. So once you're done, one key feature I want to highlight here for Microsoft Publisher that makes it quite different with Microsoft Word is that we have the guide over here, and you can easily bring them to help you work accordingly as you work. So for example, you come to these rulers over here, you can just easily drag and you can notice them. You can notice a green line, a green thin line coming in, and it can help you to divide your flyer or your page accordingly. So you can see, for example, I drop one here and you can see it clearly, and you can drop one also from the bottom. You can just drag and move in, and you can see it coming up, and you can use it to drop or to subdivide the guide, the flyer easily, so it can help you to design very easily. So it's a very cool feature, but when you print, nobody will see this. It's just for your own guide. You can put more than one. You can put multiple if you want, both horizontal and vertical. You could put multiple of this guide. It's called guide. You can make use of it, and it will help you to navigate and to paste in your content accordingly. Okay, so this is about it. And once you're done, you're satisfied with the content and you're satisfied with what you've designed, you can always come over here and come to the file, and you can save your document. For example, you can browse and you can have it saved in a given location. So let's say we want to save it here, and we can just give it pub1. Okay, we can save it. And right now we have saved this as our document. Okay, additionally, you can come back to the file menu, and you can come all the way. You can create a new page, you can open an existing one, and you can check out the print option. You can print, you can select your printer, and you can see the preview of how it's going to look. You can select the printer, and you can check other features, other options as well, and you can print easily. Alternatively, you can share through an email, send the current page through an email as attachment, as a PDF, or as an XPS format. You can easily send this, and you can email the preview directly to someone that you're working with. Additionally, you can come down here and you can create a PDF document or an XPS document from this. You can just click this create, and it is going to create it for you. And you can publish this as a HTML page. You can easily publish it, and you have a link to share with your friends very easily. You can publish it online, and you can change the file type at this point to different kind of file types. Right now it's set to .pub, which is the publisher type, and you can change it to PNG, JPEG, and other features, GIF, and many more. So feel free to check on any kind of file format, and you can save it from there. Other file types are the .html, which is a web page, and you can save as another type. Just select from it. You can save this for printing, which will preserve the resolutions and many more. And you can save it for commercial printing. Also, the resolution is going to be quite interesting, so you can use it for commercial printing, and you can print directly from here. And you can save for another computer. If you have a computer, you can pick and you can save it from. So this is just a bit on how to use the Microsoft Publisher to design your template, to design your pages, to design your cards very easily. Like I said, the major difference is that this is design and layout centered, unlike the Microsoft Word, which is text composition centered. So some few things that I would like to highlight from here is for you to take note of is at the insert menu you have what they call the catalog. When you come to your catalog, you can insert pages to start your catalog. You can insert different kind of pages to let you merge multiple records from data source into a single publication. You can insert different kind of things from here. So make sure you use these page parts accordingly very nicely. There are a bunch of things that you can use to beautify your content very nicely. They are very interesting parts that you can easily use. Additionally, you can have this advertisement which you can use to pull out flyers and attention getters, so you can advertise maybe your course, and you can easily use this to market off or to show off the promos that are going on to help people easily subscribe or register in your content. One last thing, you have business information over here. You can write your business information easily using these various formats. You can easily just write your business information according to the format within just a single click. You can just insert your logo over here or something. You can just click to insert your logo maybe at the bottom over here, so people can easily see to register. I think on the page design, you can check out the master pages, so you can play around with master pages and check around what you can do. You can edit master pages and bring in different kind of features also if you want. And on the mailing list, you can use mail match on this. If you can use to send in multiple pictures or multiple emails within one click to different kind of people at the same time. Okay, I've made a video on how to use mail match, but I think it's a very important and cool feature that you should look out for in Microsoft Publisher that can help you to have a better, very fantastic experience with your content. There are a bunch of other things that you can enable once you start using Publisher and many more. So feel free to try it, register if you have to, and download it and include it on your desktop. You can always pin it if you want to pin. Okay, you can, if you use it quite often, you can pin it to the taskbar and you can use it consistently. In this tutorial, I want to share with you how to use the Microsoft To Do to get organized in your work, to get focused on your work and to never miss a deadline, or to stay concentrated on your tasks and achieve them on time, and to even master time management and to have extra time for yourself. So to get to do for Microsoft, all you need to do is to come to todo.microsoft.com, and you can see it over here, and it's available for download on Android, Windows, and even Apple. Okay, you can download the desktop version and you can have full access to it to work, and you can easily synchronize between all your devices, be it on the phone, be it on the system, or be it on the Apple computer. Okay, you can easily synchronize and work collaboratively consistently on those devices, and you can easily collaborate with your colleagues to work fantastically with this very feature. Okay, so let's try to click on get started. If you have a Microsoft account, you can just click to log in. I have mine, so let me just log in and then we'll continue over there. Okay, I've just logged into my account, and you can see this is what you see when you log into your todo.office.com. Okay, so the first thing is you have a bunch of things to look at. You can add a task, for example, preparing my speech. Okay, when you hit enter, you can add another task. Journal, hit enter, and you can add another one if you want. Buying groceries, and you can easily assign or repeat a task from here. You can put in a remind me option, a reminder from here, or you can put in the due date from here. Okay, you can put in due date, you can put reminder, and you can repeat this very feature, this very task to yourself. Once you finish adding, you click on add, and you have a bunch of them. Additionally, this is just the most generic way to add a task, because you can see from the top left, from the left here, you have my day, what's included in your day, what are the activities you can do in your day, and you have important, which are events that you can see based on the start. As you mark this as start, it's going to be counted in the important tab over here. And you have planned, these are activities you have planned, and you can see them within by just clicking on this, and you can see the activities. Okay, but this is assigned to me. Maybe within your team members, someone assigned, or some team members assigned tasks to you, collaborative to work together with. You can easily find the assigned task over here. Okay, and flagged email you can also find over here, depending on what kind of email is it, if it is flagged as important, or otherwise you can find it over here. Okay, so this is a generic way of inserting task. Generally, you have to create a list to make it more meaningful and easy to remember and easy to even accomplish. So let's say work related tasks, and hit enter, and we can have maybe another list. Let's say this is education, and hit enter, and we can have another list, and we call it family list. Okay, so when you look at the task on generic, this is buying groceries. We can drag it and drop it to family. Okay, this belongs to family, for example. And this is preparing my speech. Let's say this is education. We can drag and drop, and we can say this is writing journal. We can call it education as well. So maybe while we are on the work related, I can add a given task. Maybe let's say marking question papers. So you can say marking of question papers, and we can add maybe one more task, saying supervision. Okay, or you can say field work. So let's say these are tasks related to my work, and these are tasks related to my education, and these are tasks related to my family. Okay, so on each case you can have a subtasks. For example, when you click on this, you can see the icon coming here. You can add some steps to field work. For example, you can add some steps. You can take students details. Okay, you can add student details, and you can say another step, maybe accept payment. You can add another step, and they say maybe meeting. Maybe let's say group meeting. Okay, let's say group meeting you can add as well. All right, so these are steps under field work. Okay, 0 of 3, and you can add to my day. You can add a given step to my day, and you can see add it to my day, and it's added to your day. Okay, so once you check your day, you can see it. You can see this added to your day. Okay, field work added to your day. Okay, so now let's go back. We are still on this, and we're still on the field work, and you can see this has been added to your day. This group work, it's been added to your day, and once you get there, you see it, so it will be accomplished. You can add to my day. You can put reminder, remind me tomorrow or next week, or you can pick a given date and time. Okay, you can put the date maybe on 18th, and you can put the time maybe at 22, or maybe at 1. Right, you can add a reminder, put a date 18th at 9, and you can set it's been added. So you can say allow, and this is going to remind you. You can add due date. For example, this very task can be due on maybe tomorrow or next week. You can put it due on next week, and you can uncheck this. And let's say you can repeat the task monthly, daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly, or customize it depending on your choice. And down here you can add a file or some document that can aid you in accomplishing this task. For example, I have this very document. I can add it, and it will help me during the accomplishing of this task. In cases when I have to refer to any document, I can always look into it and make amendments accordingly. So actually this is how to bring in, and down here you can add some description. This is field work. Okay, so you can put some description. Okay, taking students on field trip, and you can see some document. So this is actually how to bring in, how to add steps to your work. You can also come to supervision and put in all sort of steps, and come to marking question papers, and even put some steps. If you have the marking scheme also, you can prepare and upload it over here and put it. So this is actually kind of the easiest way to work with this to-do list. And once you're done, you can always come back to the task you are working on. And one of the key things, or one of the most important things you can see, is that you can share a particular task. For example, this is my work task. You can come over here and share with your people. Okay, you invite some people. After they join, you will see them here. Okay, so click to create invitation link. Once you create invitation link, it's going to give you this link. So you copy this link and share with others, and they can easily join you and edit together, or you can see your work schedule. Alternatively, you can come to the task or the list and right click, and you can see sharing option, and you can duplicate the list or print the list if you so wish. You can duplicate, or you can click on sharing from here and it will take you to the same place. So you can copy the link and share with people as well very easily. So you can always come to the search bar here and search part of the things you are looking for within, and you can always sort the document according to importance. You can always sort the list or tasks according to importance, according to the due date, added to my day, or alphabetically, or you could create date, okay, creation date, okay, based on the creation date. All right. And over here you could do so many things. You can rearrange, for example, this, you can drag and drop it at the top, and you can reposition this to the second, you can reposition this, or you can bring it down as you so wish. You can rearrange the things very easily, and you can drag and drop tasks to the schedules or lists. You can easily drag and drop accordingly. Once you mark something as important, you come to importance, you can always see it. At these 3 lines, you can enable close or enable the details of the worksheet. Okay, so down here you can always see your Outlook. You can always connect to your Outlook, or you can always connect to your calendar, or people who are co-authoring this to do with you, who are working with you, and you can enable them or disable based on their participation. All right, over here you have a bunch of settings. Once you click on this, you can change the themes of the to-do, and you can check out other settings. You can change language from here, and you can change password and contact. You can update contacts that you have enabled or allowed into the whole thing. You can check on more to-do list, and you can enable or disable certain features over here, like confirm before deleting, add new tasks on the top. You can enable or disable this, move start tasks to the top, or play completion sound, and many more. My day, you can select your smart list. You can select and enable or disable accordingly. Okay, you have a bunch of other features that you can easily select, and you can share, connect with your Facebook or Twitter account, or even spread the word. Okay, very easily you can do that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to use the Microsoft To Do to master your events, your tasks, your projects, depending on what kind of style you have. And one of the key things is that you can use this even on the mobile phone. It has a mobile phone version. And you to always synchronize this. Once you have your account signed in with your Microsoft account, everything will be synchronized with the mobile version. So feel free to try it, see how you can maximize your timing and ease your tasks accordingly. In today's video, I want to share with you how you can use the brand new whiteboard that we have on office.com. So there are a bunch of ways to get to the Microsoft whiteboard. You can start from maybe going through the one that is existing in the Microsoft Teams. That one, during the meeting you can easily access it. You can go straight to whiteboard.office.com and you can have access to it. You can easily create a new whiteboard once you land on this page. You can create a new whiteboard, or if you have an existing whiteboard that you have created, you see them over here, and you have the option to click on them and then you can edit accordingly. So for this case, let's try to create a brand new whiteboard. So create new whiteboard by just clicking on this, and here we are on the whiteboard windows. You can see from the left, you can see a bunch of things that you can do. For example, you can create a note, you can bring in text, you can bring in shapes, reactions, images, and templates. So, but to start with, for this particular case, we can start by renaming our whiteboard. Let's call it anything. We can call it tutorial 1. Once we hit out, it's going to take in as our label, tutorial 1. We can start by writing a text. We can click and then we can drop it anywhere, and then we can write some things in here. Okay, and you have the option you can play around with the text color picker. Okay, you can put to make it this color, or this color, or even this color, which looks much better. And you can delete, or you can come to the 3 dots here and you have bring forward and send to back. Depending on the kind of layers that you have, you can move in or forward or backward this particular text. So you can click and drag it to any site that you want. You can expand the text, or you can just position it to anywhere. So let's say we have 3 ways in which you can improve your public speaking confidence. The first one is we click on this. So the first one is we bring in a sticky note. Maybe let's say we bring in this color and paste it. You can play around with the text property. You can edit the coloration to any color of your choice. You can delete. You can bring in forward or backward as well, the same way. But for now, let's try to put in the different ways to improve your confidence. Okay, let's say this is the first method. Practice, practice, practice. We can bring in another sticky note, and let's say we change the color to something else, and then we say the second thing is, and then we can bring in the third one. We can paste it here. Okay, the last thing we can say is know your audience. Knowing your audience can also help you to improve your public speaking confidence, because you will devise your content according to them. So let's say these are the 3 methods. These are the 3 ways that you can improve your confidence. We can choose from any of them, so it's up to you. So let's say we now know how to bring in sticky notes or notes into the whiteboard. We can bring in shapes as well. Okay, you can bring in any shape you want. You just click, you can resize it, and you can rotate it to face upward or sideways, depending on your choice. You can resize it to face that place, or you can put in anyone, and you can change the coloration as well to something like this. We can bring in reactions. You can say which of these do you prefer. I can say start with this. Okay, we can bring in this. So you can bring in anyone, any kind of reactions. We can bring in these as well. So just put it here. You can go back and you can add another thing. You can bring in images, assuming we want to put in an image. For example, we come to pictures and we pick this picture over here, and then we can just resize it and put it here, just to signify that this guy is practicing to improve his confidence. So this is how to bring in different kind of features into this whiteboard, and we have the option to bring in templates. You can look into within templates as well. So when we click, we can see different kind of templates depending on what you want to do. For example, this is just a normal whiteboard that I just put in my thoughts into it, how to do this, and I have put in everything. And then you can have 2 other templates. The brainstorming template, when you click, you can see a bunch of ideas that you can put in and put them as sticky notes. You can see other things: problem solving, design and research, strategy, planning, retrospective, workshops, learning, and all. So let's say we go to problem solving, and we can select from any of these. Okay, you can paste it here, and this is your whiteboard. So you can zoom in to see the content, and you can come over here and put in your content accordingly. You can type on each. This is low benefit, high cost, high benefit, low cost. So you just design your idea. You are free to edit this text. You can click to edit the text. You can edit this one as well. Then you can change in this and bring in new features, new things to add into this. Okay, so but each and every one that you want to edit, you can edit it manually like this. Put in a text. To put in a text here, you can just click on this and you start putting the text. So over here you have the inkers. You can bring in different kind of inks. You can disable or enable them, and you can choose from a range of options. You can choose this black one, or you can choose the red one. Okay, by clicking it, the red is enabled, or you can choose this green one or this marker. Okay, you can have marker option, and you have eraser also. Once you write something and you're not satisfied with it, you can always erase it. Okay, so you can click on this and you can make your illustrations. You can increase the size of the tip of the pen to any size. I usually prefer it at 3, and then you can select any color of your choice also if you want. Okay, so once you select a color, you can make the end of the line to be an arrowhead, or to be this double-sided arrow, or to be no arrow at all. So the arrowhead is going to be something like this. So assuming you select arrowhead and you draw something, it's going to be like this. Okay, so you can see the arrowhead at the end. It's going to be something like this, and you can see the arrowhead, and you can write easily to demonstrate anything of your choice. You can write to demonstrate that, and you can use this highlighter to highlight the points you are trying to make on this. Like I'm trying to show more emphasis on this, or you can delete anything of your choice if you like. Once you click, it deletes. So very easy to use, and if you want it to be on a simple background, you can make it, you can bring it back, and you have the lasso select option also to convert the write-up into a text. Okay, so you have the option to do a lot of things over here. You can change different kind of things, you can use different types of the template, and then if you want to change the background of this whole whiteboard, you can come over here and come to this setting gear, and you can click on it. You can choose to export this as an image, a PNG file, and share with anyone that you like, maybe on other social media handles, or you can format the background. You can choose any background color that you want. This yellow looks kind of good, and you can change a lot of grid settings over here. And then lastly, you can export. You can share this file, you can enable the share link, and once you copy this link, you can share it with others, and you can collaborate with them on this particular project or on this particular whiteboard that you are putting in your thoughts in. In this video, I want to share with you how to use the Microsoft OneNote, which is a digital notebook. You can have multiple of books inside it and even subsections. You can organize all your thoughts in one place. So it's a one cross-functional notebook for all of your note taking. It's a digital app that manages all your thoughts. Okay, you can pen down all your thoughts within a book or within a section or within a given subsection, and you can have it for yourself, your world organized. Get organized in notebooks. You can divide into sections and pages, okay, with easy navigation and search. Okay, you will always find your notes right where you left them. And then one of the most important part of it is you can share it to people, and it will get updated within you can sync it around your different devices, maybe with the phone or with your PC. Once you sign in and start working on it, it's going to be automatically be saving. So you gather your thoughts in one place. You have the option to ink, to share and collaborate with others. You can share with someone and he will log in and write to you back. And you have a bunch of other things that you can do. You can share, you can clip and save, you can tag, you could organize your things, you can mix media and so on. Okay, OneNote in education. You can do all sort of things with it. It has various functions in addition to even features like the Microsoft Word features that you have. You can have multiple, and it's available for Windows app and iOS even. Right, so usually by default it comes with Windows 10 and even Windows 11. It comes with Windows 10 and Windows 11. So whichever one you have, you can easily use it. You can usually activate or try to use OneNote from it. You can just search for it and log in. Alternatively, you can come online to Microsoft.com. You can see it, OneNote taking app. You can see, just search OneNote and it will bring you over here. So you can sign in and just get used to it. But for now, let's say on my Windows 11 we already have it, so we just search for OneNote. You just search for OneNote and you can see it here, OneNote. You just click on it and just follow the process to log in with your Microsoft account. So you can just start by writing, but you can come over here to this section to see the different engagements. Okay, so these are the different notebooks that you have. These are the different sections of each notebook. You see right now my public speaking engagement have no section and it has no page. But when you check on Abdurrashid's notebook, you can see it has some sections and it has some pages. Okay, so you have some software development, tips and tricks, you have speeches, and you can navigate even to what tips and tricks. So you can check out the pages from here and you can see the preview over here. The same thing goes to speech contest. This is a book. You can easily add a book by just clicking on this and you can add a book. You just name the book. Let's say YouTube 2021. Create the book. Not now. You can invite people if you want. You say YouTube 2022 and you can see you have a folder called YouTube 2022. So let's say you add a section to YouTube 2022 and we have different sections. So for example, we have, and we add more. You can say rename this and we can add one more. We can say, okay, so we have about 4 sections within this book. So right now you can say we can stay at the software development, and you can come to the page over here and just add the page. Okay, so you click on this and you add the page. So let's say we are working on the first page. You just right click to rename it, and then you can call it maybe Camtasia tutorials. Right, and down here, so the first thing you will see is that the platform kind of look like Microsoft Word, in that you have the home tab with all the text features. Okay, you have even format painter, you have clipboard, you have copy and paste, and you have a bunch of other things like basic text editing features like the font style, font type, font sizes, and all that. You have different kind of things, heading style 1, you can see a bunch of them. You can just check around, and you have different kind of tags that you can tag your content for ease of identification. All right, so you have different kind of them. You can find tags, you can to do tags, you can enable to do tags, and you can email a page if you want. From here you can email to someone. Okay, meeting details, you can organize a meeting, and you can put the details here. You choose the meeting details right away from here. So you can insert different kind of content. You can insert spacing when you have a text. For example, let's say we have a text and we just paste it over here. We just paste this text. We can adjust the text, and we can just play around with the text box and all. And we can bring in table. If you want to put in table, you can just come over here, just like the way you add table to your Microsoft Word. You can just specify the cell detail, how many columns, how many rows. Once you're satisfied, you just put it, and you can type within the cells. Maybe you can say serial number, name, and email. Okay, so this is just maybe for your participation. You want to write details of people, and then you can have, still on the home tab, you have the option to play around with the text. You can select the text, and you can change the different features, just like the way we have. You can play around with the coloration, and you could just bold all if you want. You can select all, you can italize all, and you can change the highlighter. You can use different highlights to showcase importance, and you can play around with the text sizing. Right now you have to select, then you can make it 20. All right, and you can increase the sizing so that you can have it in a good place. And you can play around with the text. You can play around with the header. Okay, so assuming you have, this is about Microsoft, so you can say header, and maybe you don't want this highlighter here, you can say no color. And maybe you can have another one about Onenote, and you can say also no color, or you can give it a different color, same. So you can make this a header 1, and you can just select this and make it a header 2. Okay, so it all boils down to you. You can play around with the text accordingly. You can put in to-do list and tags that you can easily remember. You can insert different kind of tables like we've explained. You can insert printouts, you can insert attachments, you can insert spreadsheets from Excel and all that. You can import, you can start a new Excel spreadsheet also from here. You can insert screen capture. Maybe you have captured a screen using any of the screen capture software. You can easily bring it in, okay, and paste it here. You can bring in pictures. For example, let's say we are bringing in this picture, and then you can just come over here, you select a picture and you bring it in. Okay, you can select and resize it accordingly. All right, you can resize and you can position it to anywhere, because the spacing or the page is endless. You can always put in your content accordingly to any place. You can navigate, and then you can use other spaces as well. And you can bring in online pictures also if you want. You just click and you can bring in online pictures. Right now you have series of them. Okay, you can use this Bing search engine, or you can use the OneDrive personal OneDrive if you have images that you have kept on there. So let's say on the Bing search, you can search for animals, and you can hit enter, and you can see some sample images. You can see this one, I think it kind of looks cool, or this one I think also looks fantastic. You can insert the both of them. Okay, so you can see them over here. You're free to kind of look and maybe cut it out. You can do Ctrl+X and then paste it out somewhere, so they can be independent and different. So you can just click and drag it to somewhere. You can click also this one, and maybe you could drag it somewhere. Okay, you can reduce the sizing and make it a little bit smaller. and you can position them accordingly to wherever you want to position. So this is your worksheet. You can put in different kind of, you can even put video online. You can link an object. You can bring in even YouTube videos, for example. You can link a document, or you can link in a video inside a given text or thereabout. Okay, so you can record an audio or you can record a video, depending. If you want to record an audio, which I mostly use, you just click and then you start talking. Hello and welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe and share our videos with your fellow friends. You click on stop and you can always play back and hear it. Once you click on the audio, you can see the different features: the play, the pause, the stop, and then the moving from one clip or one audio clip to the next one. So you just click to hear.
Hello and welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe and share.
So that's how it is. And this is insert. This is about insert. You could put in date and time, and date and time together. You can put page templates. You have a bunch of them. You can check on page templates. You can bring in equations, just like we have in Microsoft Word. You can bring in different kind of equations. You can put them here, or you can put them out. You can just come to insert, come to equations, and put this long equation. Okay, I think kind of looks cool, and you can move it around easily. Okay, still on the insert, you can bring in symbols. You have a bunch of symbols. You can show more to see the different kind of symbols that we have, just like the way we have in Microsoft Word. And you're free to select on anyone. You just click on insert and it will insert it at that location, right? So you can close, and then you can draw also. You have a bunch of things that you can draw. Okay, so to the left you can use the lasso sign. Lasso is used when you want to convert maybe ink to text. Okay, you have inked something. So let's say we select any color and we ink something. Okay, so assuming we are going to use so we want to ink something and then we convert it to text. So let's say we select a text and we call it 5x. Okay, so for example, we'll call this 5x, and we want to check, we want to ink it, we want to change it to 5x. We can just use the lasso sign. Lasso select, we just select, and we can select again. Please not select correctly. We can select again. Okay, once we get it correctly, we can just say ink to math. Okay, and it's going to convert it like this. You're free to erase, you're free to write again, we select and correct, and so and do so much more. But this is the preview, and once you say insert, it's going to insert it as 5x. So feel free to try it. Down here you have the color theme, color and thickness. You can just select and you can change the color and thickness of the pen and of the highlighter. Okay, so for the pen you can change the different color. You just select the color and it will change accordingly. You just select this color, you can see the different kind of thickness for that color. And when the same goes to highlighter, when you select a color, you can see the highlighter, the thickness goes on. You select this and you can test. You can say okay, and this goes to it. So whenever you want to start writing, you can see the highlighter, and you can change it also if you want. Okay, so you can start some spacing, you can delete, you can rearrange things, and you can do ink to math. We just shown how to use it. You can bring in different shapes. Okay, over here you can put in different kind of shapes. You can bring in shapes of different types using these same draw features. Okay, you can bring in rectangle, and you can change the thickness according to the thickness that you have here. Okay, according to the thickness from here. So you have the pan option. You have the pan in hand. You can use the eraser. If you don't want anything, you can erase just like that. You can erase and many more. And then you can check on history, recent edits, mark as read, hide authors, find authors, and even notebook recycle bin. You can check on items that you have deleted and you can bring them back easily. You can check on review. You can translate a document. For example, this is in English. You can translate into a language. So let's say we select this whole text. Okay, let's say translate, mini translator, translate to English. You can change the language. Okay, you choose translate to, let's say to Arabic, and you say okay, and you can select the text. Okay, and you can see now this text has been translated to Arabic. Okay, so you can see easily you have translated it to Arabic. So whichever text that you have, you can easily select it and you use the translator, and it will help you to translate it to Arabic. And you can copy this out You can copy this, you can copy or insert directly, and you can come to any given place and you can paste it. Okay, you can paste this, okay, and you can see it over here. So alternatively, you can do you can change language over here, set proofreading language and language preferences. You can check, you can password the document, you can link notes from one note to another. It can be from one notebook to another. You can do that very easily. You can check the spellings easily. And then over here you have the help menu. You have, just like the way you have in the Microsoft Word, all the ribbons are similar to that. You can just feel free to explore. And then you have the playback option in cases when you record a video or an audio. So this is just a brief on how to use the OneNote document. You can easily save this anywhere, and it's synchronized automatically with your email address. Once you are working on this, you can synchronize or you can share it with your friends. So there are different customizable features over here. Just feel free to try it. Okay, so to share with your friends, you can come all the way to file, and then you can come to share. You can share with meetings, or you can share more notebook, or you can get a shareable link. And once you share this link with your friends, it's going to automatically tell them that you are working on a project and you want them to participate, and they will click and they will participate, and they can easily comment while you are commenting, or they work while you are working, and you can see both of them synchronized. Okay, so you can share with people. So all you need to do is to put in their email or their names. Okay, so let's say we are putting in Epic Mentorship. Okay, so you put in their email and then you write the content. So you can just write their email and you write the content, for example. So once you have this, so you can say require user to sign in before accessing this document, or you can just access directly. So if you check on this, it requires the users to sign. If not, then no need for the user to sign. So once you are done, you can click to share, and you can edit also to can view, also cannot edit, but right now can edit. Okay, so the control can be from here, and you can get shareable link. Okay, this is the link. Create a view link or create an edit link. When you share this link, the viewer can only view, and you share this link, the viewer can also edit. This is edit link. Okay, so this is share with meetings. So you can share a link not shared with everyone in the meeting. You can share in the meeting, or you can move notebook from one place to another. Okay, so this sharing option, you can always export also in Microsoft format, or in Word document format, or in XPS, in Excel format, or you can export even as a PDF. You can export it as PDF. You can export a section, you can export a page, you can export a section, and you can export a complete notebook, so you can share it with people to go through and see how you dissect your ideas when delivering or carrying out a project. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to use the Microsoft OneNote. Feel free to try it for yourself. There are a bunch of things that you can learn. There are a bunch of things that you can experience while dealing with your project, while dealing with your data. Feel free to try it and let me know your experience, what you like, whether you like it or not, because it's a great tool that can help you get organized, get your thoughts together, and work much more efficiently.
In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to use the Microsoft Forms. In my past video, I've already shared how to download and install the Microsoft Office 365 for free. So if you have not actually downloaded, if you don't have it with you, you can check the link in the description so that you can learn how to download and install this very expensive software for free and for lifetime without you putting in any code, putting in any license or thereabout. So for today, you just have to go to theoffice.com and be sure to have an account. If you have an account already, you can just log in with your account and it will bring you to this platform. So there are two ways to get to Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms functions just like the Google Forms we have. We can create registration form for events. We can generate forms that we can send to our clients to fill up. We're going to capture their details. We want to get the email addresses of participants. We want to use it as a means of getting the data of our participants for the event, and then we can reach out to them, either to say thank you for applying, either to send them important information about their particular event or thereabout. So it's a very, very important form to create. If you learn how to create it, life becomes easy in terms of event management, event promotion and all that. So To get to Microsoft Forms, there are two ways. First, you can come to this app launcher, you click on it, and you can see a bunch of applications that you can use, but the form is not here, unfortunately. So to see forms, you have to come to all apps, and then when you scroll down here, you will see it forms over here. So it's the first way to get to it. The second way is to check by this side icons. You can see it at all apps also. So once you click on all apps, it's going to open all apps, and you can see it over here, forms. So whichever way you follow, the most important thing is to click on the form. Okay, so once you click on the form, this is where you will be brought into a fresh page, and to your left you can see new form. You can create a new form, and you can create a new quiz. You can have a bunch of other templates that you have over here. Okay, so there are a range of templates that you can look into if you want, and you can click on more templates to see a bunch of them again. Okay, so whichever one you choose, you can easily use for your content. If you are inviting for a survey, you can just click on this to see the formats, to see the arrangement of their questions, and then you can try to format your own also in this direction. This is a nomination survey, this is a holiday party invitation, this is event registration. Let's try to click on one. You just have an idea of how it looks. So this is a sample registration form. You can see the background well arranged, you can see the title and the description, and then you can see how the questions are arranged. You have to give an answer, you have to check boxes, you have to say yes or no and all that. So in this case, you can edit these questions and use it for yourself. Once you click on the question, you can edit it, you can delete it, you can edit even the options, you can delete, you can put in and edit the question, and then you can make it for yourself. You can actually have it for yourself. You can shift it to the top even, or you can bring it down a little bit until you are satisfied. You can make this a requirement that each person answering this form must fill up this before he goes to the next stage, or before he submits this form. Okay, you can put in multiple answers or thereabout, whichever way you want. It's easily editable, and you can add new question from here. What kind of question you want to add, all you can do. So but for now, we want to start on a very fresh page. So I press the back button. So we want to start on a new form, so you click on new form, and we want to follow up with something very simple. So we can see that this is an untitled form, so we can put in anything. So let's put the title as, for example, UTP Toastmasters Club meeting. So the next thing is you have to enter a description, but for now, this is UTP Toastmasters Club meeting. You can add in a picture if you want. So for the title to be looking highly professional and fantastic, you have to add up a picture. You can put any picture of your liking. So for example, let's put some logo from Toastmasters. So once you come over here, you're free to search for your logo. So let's try to put an image that can represent Toastmasters or thereabout. So we can just click on this, and you're free to search on Bing, or you can go to OneDrive if you have it saved, and you can upload if you want also, if you have it somewhere within your system or within your device. So we can search on Bing, maybe let's say Toastmasters. Okay, you can see it here, the first one. Let's say we are using this logo, and then we add it to our form. So we can put in the description here. Okay, I tend to learn how to build confidence in speaking and learn about leadership. Okay, so the next thing that we can do is to click out. We can always edit, we can always delete if you want, but then this is our title. Next is we can add another thing. Maybe we can add a choice question. We can click on this to add a choice question, and it's going to be, you can put any question. You can add more options if you have by just clicking on add options, and you can put in maybe another thing, and at the end you can put in other options. So the person will put on his own what option that he feels is the main reason why he is joining. So you're free to copy this question to the next page. You're free to delete, you can bring it up or down, and you can make this a requirement. Put it in such a way that one can give multiple answer, And over there, here to these 3 dots, when you click on it, you have the option to shuffle the question to put it on any stage, maybe first, second, third. You can shuffle it, you can do a drop down, you can bring it down, you can subtitle, put in subtitle, and then you can add branching. Okay, branching is maybe when someone is satisfied with the question, based on his satisfaction, when he clicks on this, maybe you can easily go to another section of the form. So this is the first question. Which of these reasons motivates you to join our meeting? You can add another question. For example, we can put in text. Tell us about your history in Toastmasters. This is just required. You can make this a long answer because some people would like to talk about themselves and how they move from one stage to another. Okay, so let's say you make this a requirement, and we can move to the next question. We can put in a rating question. So we can ask how was your experience with our last meeting. We can give in a rating 1 to 5. You can give more, you can go as far as 10, and you can make it someone can just click to give us a rating. What did he learn? How did we perform, and what are the areas that we can improve? We will ask him that question in the next. So the star can be a number and it can be a star. I think I prefer it to be a star. You can put numbering if you want to score, and then it's easy, and you can put star as well. So lastly, we can try to put in question again. In addition to rating, we can put in date. We can ask questions like, when was the last time you attended our meeting? You can just put in the date. When you click on this drop down, you can see a bunch of dates, and you can use it to fill up the last experience you had with us. So you can put in more, and over this drop down you can see other things. You can put in ranking, you can put Likert, you can put net promoter score, and you can put in a different section of also if you want. You can click in this to have a different section. Once you click on this is going to create a new section. So you can add simple questions like full name. So you write your full name. It's going to be a long answer or just a simple answer. You can write about, still on text, maybe your email / phone number. So this is basically how to create a form on Microsoft Forms. You can easily look at the form. You can preview it to see how it's going to look by just coming over here to this eye sign. You click on preview, and you can see how fantastic the form is looking. Okay, in the preview section, this is how it's going to look like on a computer. And then if you want, at this point, you can go to the next section, which talks about your personal details, and you can put in your details. And then on the phone, this is how it's going to look like. If you are using phone, this is how fantastic it's going to look like. You can see the arrangement, and you can just click on this to go to the next as well. So I think it looks kind of perfect, and you can always come back to the main form and continue with your other things. So up here, apart from the preview, you can go to the themes, and when you click on it, there are a number of things you can change. For example, the looks on this, you can change it to something like this, because we are talking about public speaking. You can bring in something like this, and I think the theme kind of looks good. You can bring in something like this as well. This is a stage performance, maybe speech or something. You can bring in something like this, and it's going to look quite good. And you have the option also down here to use a blocked color. You can just use anyone, you know, to just make it looks the way you want it, or you can put in abstract and or thereabout. But I think this one kind of looks cool and aligned with what we have at hand. So we can take this, and down here to the top right, you can see the send button. After you finish up filling all the forms details and all, you are satisfied with the content, you can always come over and copy this URL and share with your people, and you can shorten it to make it a bit better, because as it is now it's quite long. You can shorten the URL to make it shorter, and you can share this on Facebook or on Twitter, and you are free to copy the link directly like this, or copy the link by clicking on this, or you can get a QR code generated directly for you for this particular event. Okay, so no need to go to any website to generate a QR code for your event. You can easily get it from here, and you can download and attach it to your poster and use it directly. Next to this, you have the embedded option. You can copy this directly. You can just copy this code and put it on your website, and you can easily view it, or by clicking on it you can get to this particular form. And lastly, you can email this to someone that you know can get this link and make use of it as a registrant or as a participant. Whichever way, you are free to share this directly with your friends, and you can get a link to duplicate. You can duplicate this and start up another form or thereabout. So once you submit this form to the people, once you copy the link and share with people, when they respond, this is where you see the response. Okay, you click on this and you will be able to see the responses from the people. How many responses have you gotten, average time the people spend to actually fill up the response, and are they active, what's the status at the moment, you can see it. And the most important part is you can open this in Excel. Okay, when you have responses, you can open in Excel. You can see the distribution of the answers, how they are distributed based on participant, based on applicants, and based on the answers they give. Okay, over to these three dots, you have the option to delete all responses, to print the summary of all the respondents, and then to create a summary link that you can share with people as well. So this is how to really prepare the form. And then the last thing you need to know is about these three dots. You come over to this three dot and you can come to settings. You have the option to accept responses, and once you click on this, it's going to stop accepting responses, and you can put in any message to the applicant that the form is no longer accepting responses, or due to this reason we have stopped accepting responses. Okay, but you can say we can still accept. So you can put a start and end date for this campaign. You can shuffle the question. You can do email notification of each response. If you get any response, they can notify you on the email. Once you check this box, it's going to notify you each response from this. Okay, you can show the progress to you. You can customize the thank you message and put in right now it's your response was submitted. You can put in thank you for submitting your response, and we will get back to you shortly, or something like that. So this is basically how to use the Microsoft Forms and to create forms for the event and to share with your friends and have a successful event. In this video, I want to share with you how to get Microsoft Word for free from the Office 365 product. You can get Microsoft Office for free. So all you need to do is to start by coming to the office.com, and you can sign in using any of your Microsoft account. If you ever have an account with live Microsoft Office, or you have a school account, then you can be able to log in directly and have access to this very free Microsoft Word application on the web. If you don't have all these emails, or if you have the emails and you have not signed in, you can come over here to sign up for a free version of the Office. So once you click on this and follow the procedure, you're going to sign in into your Microsoft Office, and you can just you are going to sign up, and then you can come back here to sign in. Okay, so let me sign in using one of my accounts, and let's meet at the other side. Okay, so right now I've just signed in. I've just logged into my account and using my Microsoft account. So this is Office 365, and what we are after for this tutorial is Microsoft Office Word. Okay, so we'll click on Word over here, and we have the option to start from templates. Okay, so these are a bunch of templates that you can check around and use them for your content depending on what message you want to send. And for this tutorial, we want to start from a fresh blank page. So you just click on this blank page and you can start working immediately over here. Okay, if you have some text, you can easily bring them in and see how we can do some series of editings. For example, you have this text and you can bring it in and do some series of editing. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you have this platform of Microsoft Word is to make sure you change the name of the document. So for right now it's document 1, it's not named, so you can make it Word demo 1. All right, so you see the location where it is. It's in my drive and it's in these documents. Okay, you can view version history and you can change the location also if you want. Okay, it's located in my files and you can see the location. This is where it is. All right, you can select a given folder and move it there if you so wish. So let's say at this point we have named it demo 1 and it is saved.
and you have the option to search for any keyword over here. From this search menu, you can search for anything within the document, and at the top here you can see the file menu. All the ribbons are similar to the ones that we used to have in Microsoft Office. Okay, so you can, for example, you have the option to select, and you can increase or decrease the sizing, the font size, and you have the option to bold and unbold, the different italize, underline, use marker on different kind of features, and you can use different kind of coloration on the content, as well as you can use different kind of clear formatting and many more, strike through, superscript, manual, subscript, and many more. And you can even play around with the alignment. You can align center, you can align left, align right, each one. Okay, so you can justify, and you have the option to use the different kind of styles over here. Okay, and you have different search option, find and replace, and you can dictate, okay, directly to your content. So for example, you can dictate. Once you click on the dictate menu, you can just click and you can dictate. Okay, so you allow over here, and then you can start dictating. So you can just place your mouse at the location where you want to start dictating, and once you click, it's going to start dictating. Hello and welcome to Epic Mentorship. You can see it. Okay, so over here you can copy this text format. You can use the format painter, and you copy the properties here, and you can transfer it over here directly, and you can see it has just taken effect. You can play with different kind of font type and font size. So at the insert menu, you can insert different things. You can insert break page, you can insert tables. At any given point, you can insert table of different, depending on number of cells and columns. You can insert different kind of cells above and below the tables, because once you enable the table, you can see the table editing menu over here, and you have different bunch of things that has to do with this table already enabled. Okay, so you can change the alignment, align the top left and top center, okay, and top right, and you can do all sort of alignment with this table. You can split cells if you want. You can select a particular cell and you can split it into two. Okay, you can have it to two columns. You can just click and you can see it split, and you can distribute accordingly. You can distribute the table. You can have different kind of styles of table, different kind of table styles, depending on your liking. All right, content as well. And you have different kind of this is the normal editor. You can use it to edit your content, and you have the designer, different kind of design. It can preview and showcase different kind of design for you that you can check. Maybe a sample page, you can check out the designer and see if you have a given sample that you can use. And you have the option from these last three dots to use the line spacing. You have the bunch of line spacing, and you can check the line spacing options over here. And you have the special indenting, left to right, text direction. You can do all sort of this, and you have the math type as an add-in added to this Microsoft Word. At the insert menu, you can insert so many things. We have talked about tables. This is picture. You can bring in picture from different kind of sources. For example, over here you want to bring in a picture, you can just easily insert a picture from stock images, or from this device, or from Bing search engine. So let's say from Bing search engine, and we can see we just search more, maybe animals, and you can, let's say, take this one and bring it in. You can see very easily with very good coloration, and you're free to resize and to center it to anywhere you like. So once you select the image, you can see the picture editing format also takes effect, and you can play around with the picture styles, and you can wrap the text around, or you can put it behind the text or in line with the text, or you can rotate the text 90 degrees, or you can rotate, flip vertical, whichever way you want. And you can crop it also. You can crop it using this cropping menu. Okay, you can have the bunch of cropping types. You have other cropping options. You can define the cropping area, and you can define the angles accordingly. And once you here, you can just easily navigate to the cropping area. For example, you want to crop up to this point, or you want to remove this small one and get a big one. You just click out and you have it cropped. Virtually, you got so many things to do. Once you enable the feature, the picture editing, you can see different kind of heights, width, and lock aspect ratio when in cases when you are increasing or decreasing the content. Okay, so the aspect ratio is going to be locked, and many more. From here you can check other picture formats. Okay, so back to insert, you can insert picture, you can insert link. Let's say we want to display a text, welcome, and we put in a link to somewhere, maybe these animals, and you just copy the link. Okay, you copy and then you can come back and just paste this link and you can say insert, and you can see welcome. Once you hold the control key and click on welcome, it's going to take you over to this animals page, so you can easily link any kind of page. And still on the insert, you can reuse files, you can insert videos, online videos, you can bring in header and footer, you can bring in page numbers of different types, you can see the arrangement, and you can remove pages as well. You can bring in symbols and many more symbols. You can see them depending on what kind of symbols you are targeting. You can have the emojis, and you have different kind of add-ins that you can bring in. Okay, at the layout tab, you have the option to bring in margins, you can bring in orientations, you can change the paper size from landscape to portrait, you can check the paper size from A4 to A5 or to legal, and you can check out different kind of indenting options. You can check out the references, you can generate table of content, you have the review options in cases when you are reviewing manuscripts, you make changes, you can easily track changes, and you can accept or reject changes or previous or after or next changes. Okay, so you can check out the view and customize accordingly. You can bring in header and footer and navigations. Ruler also you can enable from here. Once you click, you can see it at the top, and once you click again, you can disable it if you want. Okay, so I think the ruler kind of makes it looks cool. And you can check the help menu if you want help, or you want to get support from Microsoft Word. So one of the key features of this Microsoft Word is that you can easily collaborate with other people. You can share directly with people. You can call out people even while you are writing. You can call out other people with the @ sign. Once you use the @ sign, you will be able to call out people. So once you use the @ sign, you should be able to call out people within Microsoft Office. And once you click on anyone and you can just select it, and once you finish, it's going to send him an email requesting for him to collaborate on this document or to make some comment with this person. Abdraman Gali, he can make this comment, he can make comment to this. Once you share, and it will notify him, and then he can comment accordingly. Okay, so that's one of the key features. You can comment and you can catch up some things, and at the end over here, once you finish editing your content and you are done with everything, you can come over here to the file, and you can have the option to save the document as a copy on your computer. You can save it as a Word document copy on your computer. You can download as PDF, you can download as ODT, or you can export also to PowerPoint presentation preview, or you can transform this to a web page. So you can print also, you can share directly. We've just shown how to share, and you can embed this as a code on your website. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit about how to get Microsoft Word for free on the Office 365 account using online services, which is for free to everyone as far as you have a Microsoft account. If you don't have, I've shown you how you can create one, so feel free to share with your friends. In this video, I want to share with you how to get Microsoft Excel for free from the Office 365 products online, because you can easily get it for free if you are working online. Once you want to get the desktop version, that's when you have to pay for Office 365. But if you want to use it online, it's absolutely free for students and users from any part of the world. As far as you have the Microsoft Office, you have the Microsoft account, you can easily log in and you can use it. If you have a Microsoft account, maybe an account with Live or with Outlook, you can easily sign in and you can have access to Microsoft Excel. If you don't have one, you can sign up for a free account, and once you got it, you can easily sign in back and you can log in to have access to it. I have my own, so I will just click on login, sign in to sign in, and we'll meet at the other side of the tutorial. Okay, so here am I on my account. I've just logged in, so we have a bunch of other features that you can have access to. So let's say for now we are going with Microsoft Excel. So our target for today is Microsoft Excel, and we have the option to start from a number of templates. You can show more templates and you can see them depending on what kind of message you have to your audience. You can easily access any templates and you can start from there as well. You can see them so much. Okay, so let's try to click one. Alright, so this is a document that shows online sales tracker. You can see a given sample chart that it has plotted, a bar chart and a pie chart. Okay, so you can see the data is used to plot. So this is just an example of how the Excel sheet is going to look like if you try it. Okay, so but for this tutorial, we are going to start on a fresh blank page. So to start on a fresh blank page, all you need to do is to come over here to this plus icon. You click on it to start a fresh blank Excel document. Okay, so this is the Microsoft Excel. You can see the cell arrangement the way it is in the desktop version. Everything is intact, just like the way we used to have it in the Excel version. You can start writing. Write your details over here, for example, first name, last name. Okay, and you can write just accordingly. You can increase the size to make it fit to content. You could bold this, and you can italize, or you can increase or decrease the font size, and you can use different kind of font type and many more. Okay, so you feel free to you can copy and paste and check other paste values and paste options. You can undo certain activities or certain changes to your document, and you could change the border lines effect. Okay, different kind of borders. You can draw border on your own, and you have erase border. You can erase manually, and you have different kind of coloration, and you have different kind of text coloration as regards this, and you can check on the grow font, shrink font, and italize, underline, strike through, and many more. Right, so you have different kind of alignments, just like the way we have in Microsoft Office Excel of the desktop version. You have a bunch of them. You can merge cells, you can merge and center, you can merge across. So for example, you can merge these two and make them into one document. Okay, merge and center, you can merge the two. You say okay, and you can see them now merged as one. So you can feel free to try it. So you have a bunch of the general editing features of cells. You can check the general account and the number, currency. You can change the cell properties over here. Okay, so you can check, you can make it scientific, you can make it completely a text. You can change other things, the formulas, the summations. You can have all of them, sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum. You can all do that, and you can do all sort of sortings from here. You can insert documents from, you can insert different kind of functions, pivot tables. You can insert tables manually. You can insert forms from, okay, you can insert pictures and shapes, okay, and many more things. You can bring in different kind of charts directly into the document. You have different kind of charts, column charts, and you have line charts, pie chart, bar chart, area chart, and even scatter chart. Okay, you can just easily bring them in, and you can link a document. You can comment directly. You can bring in text boxes and bring in add-ins. You have the draw option. At any given point, you could draw anything within this document. Okay, so selecting one, and you can draw. You can select this one also and draw. You can play around with the coloration. Once you click on this small arrow, you can see the coloration, and you can play around with the thickness to increase or decrease accordingly. Right, and once you're done, you can easily use the eraser to erase. Okay, eraser to erase this as well. All right, you have the page layout over here. You can set the page layout. You can change, you can insert page breaks. You can select printed area. You can set printed area within the document. And you can bring in formulas just like the way you have in the Excel PC version or the desktop version. You can have different kind of calculations, manual and automatic. You can enable all the formulas over here. You can calculate, generate calculated. You can check the data tab, and you can always refresh and bring in queries, workbook links, and many more. Okay, feel free to check it. You can remove duplicates. You can bring in flash fill and text to columns. You can convert text to columns, just like in my previous video that I made, how to convert text to columns. Okay, you can review the content in cases when you have to review a manuscript, and you can show comments that you've made, and you can work collaboratively with others. You can check the view tab as well with many things. You can zoom in and out. You can change the windows. You can freeze panes. You can freeze up to J6. You can freeze top row. You can freeze column rows, and you can enable header and grid lines also. You can enable or disable the grid lines. One of the most important part of this also is that you can share with people and collaborate accordingly. You can share directly, and you can work directly. Okay, you can search any kind of anything from this search bar within this document. You can easily search for it here, and you can activate it to work. At the end, when you are done with your content, you are done playing around with your Excel sheet. Maybe you have done a simple graphing and all. If you want to export it, you can come to file, and you can do save as, and you can save as a copy. You can download a copy to your computer by just clicking on this. Download a copy to, or you can download a copy as ODS format. Okay, and you can print also to any device of your choice. You can share with friends, and you can embed this as a code, and you can check out other options. Also, you can do regional format settings and see how what you can change over here. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to get the Microsoft Excel for free on the Office 365 platform or the Microsoft Office, okay, just by having a Microsoft account. In this video, I want to share with you how to get and use the Microsoft PowerPoint Office 365 for free. So usually when you have the Microsoft Office on the desktop 365 version, that's when you have to pay. But if it is online, it's free for everyone. As far as you have a Microsoft account, you can use it free of charge. So for today, all you need to do is to start by coming to office.com, and you can see the sign in over here and get Office. So sign up for free version of Office once you are going to use it on the web. So you can sign up if you don't have a Microsoft account. But if you have a Microsoft account, or you have any account with Live or Outlook, you can easily come in over here and sign in to register. Okay, if you don't have, just create one, follow the process, sign up for a free Office account, and you can sign in. And let's meet at the other side, because I have just gotten mine, and I will sign in with it, so we can see what we can do in terms of Microsoft PowerPoint. So here we are on my platform. I've just logged in. Okay, so you can come all the way. You can see the different kind of products that you can have access to once you log in using the web version of the Microsoft Office 365. So to come up to the PowerPoint over here, which is our main target for today, you can have a bunch of options to start with. You can have series of templates. You can check out more templates, and you can see a lot of them over here, and you can choose anyone to start your content, to start writing your content from it. Okay, so you can use this droplet, for example, because I think it kind of looks cool because of the water nature of it. Okay, you can see the droplets of water. So you can click to add title, you can click to add subtitle. So for example, let's say presentation mastery, and let's say by Dr. Rashid. Okay, so this is just a simple slide. If you like, you can duplicate this slide by just right clicking and say duplicate slide, or you do Control D and you can duplicate slide, or you can right click and bring a new slide. Just say right click and bring a new slide, just like the way you do on the normal desktop version of PowerPoint. And you can see also you can come over from the top here, you can bring in different slide. Okay, you can insert different slides using different kind of arrangement or different kind of version. You can see depending on what kind of message do you want to send to your audience. So here we are at the home tab, and you have a bunch of things that you can play around with. You can play around with different kind of, you can hide a slide, you can check the layout also from here. You can search different kind of sample presentations. You can search from among your presentations and bring in any kind of slide that you want from there. And you have the option to play around with the text features. Okay, you can play around with the text, you can select it, you can change the different kind of styles. Okay, you can play around with different kind of font styles, and you can have different kind of font sizes. You can increase or decrease accordingly. You can increase or decrease the font sizes. You can bold, you can italize, you can do quite so much here. So over here you have the alignment ratio, alignment controls. You can align left, align center, and even justify directly. You have the other features like changing of color. You can change the color of the text box, or you can change the color of the background. To change the color of the background of the slide, you can just right click and you can come to designer, and you can see different kind of designs that you can actually choose from. Okay, you can see a bunch of them. You can click to see more in cases if you are not so comfortable with this. So based on what you have, based on the message you are going to send, the designer is going to select, or is going to make a default slide for you, so you can choose from. I think this one kind of looks cool, even though it's black. So it will just take effect and you can see it. Or you're free to change to anyone. You can change to this one, presentation mastery by Dr. Rashid, and you have the option at the insert menu. You could do quite so much. You can create new slides, you can reuse slides, you can bring in tables, just like we've explained. You can bring in pictures. For example, you have a picture. If you want to bring in a picture, you can select all these and you should Control A and maybe delete all this, and you can bring in your picture. You can insert a table, or you can bring in a picture from this device or from OneDrive or from stock images. You can check it from stock images. Okay, you have a bunch of them, so you feel free to check. So you can check according to your message, and you just choose one and paste it, and we bring it in. So for example, this one, I like this, and we can just say insert, and you can just resize it accordingly. Okay, you have it. You can bring in some text box. You can insert some text box. You can bring in some text box. Let's say you can bring in this, and you can say, and you can do Ctrl+A to select the text, and you come back to the home tab, and you can play it with the, let's say we make it this bold, and you can increase the sizing as well. You can make it fit, and you can easily drag and drop over here. So you can say together we can. Okay, this is what it signifies, and I think it kind of looks cool. You can do all sort of insert. You can insert even word art from here. You can maybe create a new slide, and you can insert word art. For example, you can insert word art with different kind of features. So you can see the word art we've just inserted. The smart art, you can decide to put in text messages over here. You can just select, and you can put in the text message accordingly. So for example, you can have step 1, you can rename it to be step 1, step 3, and many more. Okay, so you can put in step 4, and you can put step 5, and you can just delete these ones. For example, we don't need this, and maybe we don't need this as well. Okay, so you can see a preview of it. You can see step 1 to 5, and easily you can bring in this. So you can bring in so much more: header and footer, comments. You can bring in text message, symbols. You can insert symbols. Over here you have the draw options. You can use pencils. You have different kind of coloration as well as the thickness you can play around with. So once you select it, you can easily come over here and write with it, and you can have the marker also. You can have pen also to write with, and you can use the eraser to clean up. Okay, you have a bunch of designs that you can check around with. You can check the slide size. Right now is the widescreen. You can change it to standard, or you can customize to your liking. You can check the background and change the fill. Okay, you can change the fill if you want. You can change the background and change fill. Okay, you can change it to this fill. Okay, I think kind of looks cool, so you're free to check it around and play around with it. You can check the designer also. We've shown how to use it. You have a bunch of transitions that you can put when you come to move from one slide to another. So for example, you are moving from this slide. Let's put to this drop in, and moving to this slide. Let's say push, and let's say to this slide we can have wind, and let's say to this slide we can have this switch. Okay, so let's try to play the slideshow and see what it looks like. So just the transition part. So you can see the starting once you have the text. So let's see the next transition. Okay, this is it. So let's see the next transition. Okay, you can see the transition, and you can see this one as well. That's the transition. You can check out the options over here as regards the entrance, maybe from left to right or right to left, and you can change the duration and apply to all or to some given slides. Okay, so you can check out animations. Once you select a particular slide, you can see the options. You have different kind of animations. You can fly in, you can do random bars, and you can check out emphasis on different points, and you can have different kind of exit options over here that you can select from. Okay, you have a bunch of slideshows. You have a bunch of slideshows that you can actually, okay, so you can come to slideshow. You can begin from beginning, or you can start from a current slide, or you can present in themes and always use subtitles if you want. Okay, so you have the location of the subtitle, and you have the spoken language or subtitle language in different kind of language. You can see it over here. All right, so you feel free to try it and select accordingly. You can even rehearse with coach to check your body language. Coach settings, you can change the coach settings and target certain kind of things that the coach should pay attention to while you deliver your speech. Okay, you can check out review when you are reviewing a project or a report or a manuscript, and you can check the view, and you have the immersive reader and many other. You can fit to windows. You can, okay, so feel free to try it. Immersive reader is quite fantastic. I use it quite a lot, and it enables you to have a very good view of the Microsoft PowerPoint, and you can have the computer dictate the content of the slide for you. Okay, so feel free to try it and explore it. So you can have the immersive reader read the different kind of steps for you. So for example, we have step 1 to 5, and we want the immersive reader to read it for the computer to read for us.
Step 1, Step 2, Step 3.
Okay, so you can change the font size. Text preferences, right now the size is quite big. You can reduce it accordingly or increase it accordingly. Okay, you can change the font type and you can increase the spacing if you want. You can change the themes. Right now is the normal white theme. You can change the theme and you can change the show source formatting, and you can come over here and change and show grammar options. You can enable to see noun, verbs, adjectives and adverbs. You can change the view from a single line to maybe 3 lines of text when reading, or to complete 5 lines of text when reading from the computer. Okay, you can select language to translate. You can easily translate this content. So this is one of the key features or beauty of immersive reader. You can enable it and you can just have an experience of it. Okay, so one of the key features of this also is that you can share and collaborate with others while you present, and you can bring in, as after you finish your editing, you can save your content as a PDF, as a copy of PowerPoint within your document, and you can export it as a PDF or as an ODP or as images into your content. So ladies and gentlemen, feel free to try this for your content, and you can easily rename it from here. Maybe you can name it demo 2 or 3, for example, .ppt, right? And once you hit enter, it takes in that as a name of the content. So feel free to try it, explore it, and try to see what you can do as regards your presentation, depending on the topic of your content. Just feel free to start using it. It's free of charge, and you can always save the content on your desktop and open it in Microsoft PowerPoint. Today we are going to look at the Microsoft Math Solver. So if you're having problem with calculus, algebra, differential equations, you will have your solutions on this video. Just watch from the beginning to the end of it to have an idea of this very important application called the Microsoft Math Solver. All right, so to start with, you just go to your phone straight and hit on the Play Store app, and then you can type in Microsoft Math Solver. Microsoft Math Solver. All right, you see it at the top here. It's the top on the line. You can just click on it, and then you just go ahead and install it on your phone. Once you're done installing, you can just click on the open button here, and to just open the app to start solving your mathematical problems. So the first thing to look at is the language. You're free to change to other languages by clicking on other languages, or you can just use English, which is our dominant language for now. You can use it in Chinese, you can do it in any kind of language. You can click on other languages to select the particular language you're targeting. But for now, let's go with English and hit get started. So you have the option to snap and solve. You can write it, you can write your mathematical problems, and then you can just snap it and then it will solve it for you. It uses an artificial intelligence. And then you have the option as well to draw and practice. You can draw your equations and it will solve the equation for you directly, and it will give you the answer and show you the steps in which you can follow to arrive at the same answer, and then give you even similar equations or similar problems that you can attempt or you can practice with. Okay, and lastly, we can get to the explore and learn. Okay, there are different kind of operations here. You can do matrix, you can do calculus, you can do pre-calculus, you can do pre-algebra, you can do arithmetics, you can do trigonometry, and different kind of statistics. It can solve it for you instantly. Okay, so once you're done, you're satisfied with it, you can skip this procedure and then you can hit on continue. So there are different kind of ways in which you can do different kind of mathematical operations. You can write quadratic equations, or you can multiply some given terms, or you can add, subtract, or do any kind of mathematical operations. Okay, so but let's start with a picture where we can snap a picture and then solve for x. So in this case, you have to allow your camera And once you're done with it, you can just go straight and show the area where you want to. You can just go straight and snap the equation that you want it to solve. Once you have everything there, you can just hit on scan, and it will scan it, and then hit continue, and it's going to process it for you. Now the equation we had just written is 8x minus bracket 5 plus 3x is equal to 2x plus 1. Now it has written it correctly from the view that we have here. And then you can see the solution that x is equal to 2, and you can view the steps in which it follows to solve the problem. You can see the steps over here until the arrival of the answer of x equals to 2. And you can see a very simple graph that just plotted for this particular equation that we've just written. And down here, you move down, you can see similar problems that you can use to practice, or you can see some quizzes that you can take. Once you hit on this, you can see some quizzes. And then further down, you can see practical videos, similar videos that teaches similar things, similar to what you've just shown. So you can just go through some of them and have an idea or practice more on your phone. And then you have related concepts in the mathematical operations that you've just shown. You can follow these related concepts to have a better idea about this little algebra or arithmetic that you've just shown. You can have worksheets also from the web search. You can search and see other similar problems from the web search that you can use to practice, and many more. So this app is extremely important. You can use it. You can solve any kind of mathematical formulations or mathematical equations very easily. So this is the first step. The second step is you can draw on your own, not scanning this time around. You can draw. You can just come to the second icon here, and you have two options. You can use the pencil over here, and you can use the eraser down here to erase if you write anything wrongly. Okay, another thing is you can type the equation and then you have it solved by this particular app. So for example, let's type this very equation, x squared. Okay, you hit the pen first, and then you can type x squared minus 4x. If you think you make a mistake, you can easily clean up by hitting this cleaner, right, and clean it. And you can type minus and then bring back the pen. 4x minus 5, okay, is equal to 0. So let's solve this equation. X squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. We just hit on the solver. This is a quadratic equation, so we are supposed to have two answers. Okay, so x is equal to minus 5 and x equals to 5. You can see the steps using factoring. You can see the steps using factoring by grouping, or you can see the steps using a quadratic formula or any other one, completing the square method or direct factoring method. You can view the solutions directly and you can see it. This is a is equal to minus 5 and b equals to 1, and then this is the solution up to the end. And if you want to see the solution from the other methods, you can just click by grouping. You can see the solution down here, okay, just directly, and you can see the graph it just plotted, and you can see down here similar problems to practice with and similar related videos. And you can check also using other methods, maybe using the quadratic formula, the almighty formula method, and then you can see it. This is the almighty formula, that this is the beginning of the equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. You can solve for the x using the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, this is a very common formula and you can use it, and from there you can see all the steps until the arrival at x equals to 5 and at x equals to 1. So this is a very fantastic method and very fantastic app that you can use to solve your mathematical problems. So this is quadratic equation and this is second method. You can type as well if you want. You can type the equation that you want to solve. Let's say you want to type in 8x minus open bracket 5 plus 3x, you close the bracket, and then you said is equal to 2x plus 1. Assuming we want to solve this equation, you can just hit on the solver. Yeah, this is the exact equation that we want to solve, and it said x is equal to 2. You can view the steps very easily. You can see the rearrangement, you can see all the steps, and you have it at x equals to 2, and you can see the graph it just plotted for us just now. You can see similar problems as well for your practice, and you can use this on any of your mathematical equation, be it calculus, be it algebra, be it differential equation. You can always use this to solve your equations. I wish I had similar opportunities when I was in school, so that I can use this to solve my assignments, to solve my mathematical problems, so I don't have to always go and meet my tutor.
So to create a webinar, we simply navigate to calendar, and we try to create a new meeting. New meeting here, but then we select new webinar. All right. So we'll click on webinar here, and then we can give the details of the webinar. For example, you can give details, maybe the UTP Toastmasters Club meeting. And then you can invite the attendees from here. But then before we go deep into these details, do you want your attendees to register for this webinar? If you want them to register, not just using the link, you can easily view the form and edit it accordingly, right? So once you click on view the form, it's going to show you the exact look of how the form is going to look like, okay? So here you are going to fill in a title, for example, and then we can state the calendar, or we can state the date and time for the event. For example, we say it's going to take place tomorrow on the 18th, and it's going to start from, let's say, 8 p.m. until the same on the 18th, and it's going to finish, let's say 10 p.m. right? So it's going to be a call and post time. So you can give, actually you can put in the location, and you can give description of, you can add a description to this meeting. For example, you can say first meeting X course and members. All right. You can see the first meeting of X course and members. So to your right is actually where the registrant is going to put in his details. What do you want the registrant to input as a form of input for registration? For example, here it's given the first name, the last name, and the email. All right, you may decide to add a particular entry by saying you should add his address. You can put address, or you can put something else. Maybe you can add a custom question. For example, you can say an input you should give, you can ask him to put his phone number, right? So you can customize also like that, put address and put phone number. And then up here, for us to have the professional look, it has been designed for us to add an image, something like a header for your webinar that you create. Okay, but let's see the specification of the banner, right? So once you click, it's going to give us the exact specification of this banner. To get the best result, choose an image that's at least 918 by 120 pixels. All right, so you can just input in this detail in Canva, for example, to customize the banner to this dimension, and then you can upload. Okay, so for this, I've already customized or designed a banner with this description, and I've downloaded it. You have already designed it using that same specification. Okay, so this is it, and I've already downloaded. So to download, you just come here and download the PNG file directly to your computer. So we want to upload that same image, that same banner that we have just created. So we just click on upload image, and then we navigate down here, and we can see it, the Toastmasters Club. We just put in here, and we have a banner. Okay, you can decide to zoom in to specific details or zoom out to get the exact image done. Okay, so you can click on done once you're done, and then you can see the professional look. All right, you can save this and you can copy the link to actually invite the members. Okay, but then before we finish, there's one function I want to show you. You can give the description, and down here you can add speaker details. Okay, you can click on here to input the speaker. For example, we are inviting distinguished Toastmaster Katie Pillay. You give us a talk on this, and then we can write his biography. Okay, for example, this is just like a description of the speaker, and you can add more speakers if you have more than one, right? So once you have everything set up, you can save, and once you save, you will have a view of it temporarily. This is how it's going to look. This is the meeting details, and this is the speakers details. All right, and then you can decide to copy the link to share with your friends in groups, in WhatsApp groups, in websites, or in social media handles, or you can decide to view this particular webinar form in the browser. Once you click on view on browser, it's going to take you to browser view, so you can have a look at how it's going to look like. So this is exactly how it's going to look in the browser. You have your banner here, you have the meeting title, and all the remaining details. Okay, so the registrant is going to fill in these details and register. Okay, so once you click fill the details, he can register. So this is a preview registration form your attendees will see. You don't need to register at this point, right? Because you have not finished. Yeah. So once you are done, you can click on save, and then you can close this. Once you add the required presenters, for example, you can say Vicky Kumar. You can add him as a presenter, or you can add KT about. So you state the details of the meeting here, what you want to say. Okay, you state the details of the meeting. Like we said, the meeting is going to be for tomorrow, 8 to 10. Same tomorrow to 10 p.m. right? You can give the details of the meeting again, and once you are done, you just send. All right. Once you send in the meeting request to the participants, you can always customize the registration form by coming here and just clicking, and you can edit whatever you want. Okay, you could edit from here, or you're going to see the number of people who have registered. You simply come here and download this, and then you see the details of the people who have registered for this particular meeting.